Hi everybody, Shane here at the Brick House, back again with another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing all 5 of the new Speed Champion sets and giving you my thoughts on which ones I really think are great, which ones were the best to build, and which ones were a little bit of a disappointment. So let's not waste any more time and get right into it. Now, as you are aware, there are 3 single sets. There's the Lotus, the Lamborghini, and the Ferrari. This is the smallest of the sets, coming in at 247 pieces, followed by the Lamborghini coming in at 262 pieces, and this is the largest of the single sets, coming in at 291 pieces. And these 3 sets are recommended for children 8 years and up. The Mercedes-AMG set comes in at 564 pieces, and this cost $40. And the Aston Martin set is the largest, coming in at 592 pieces. Both of these sets are recommended for ages 9 and up. Now, I can tell you that all of these vehicles have some small printed pieces. For instance, the headlights on some of these vehicles are printed pieces, and there are a few emblems like the AMG and the Mercedes symbol like this one are printed pieces. So each vehicle has 2 or 3 printed pieces, but everything else is a sticker. Now, I'm not a big fan of stickers, and what makes it more complicated is that most of these are race cars, and so a lot of these vehicles have a lot of sponsorships, which means there are even more stickers to put on. Each one of these sets comes with bag 1 and 2, a sticker set, and an instruction booklet. So these vehicles have 2 bags each, with 2 smaller bags in each of those, and these have bags labeled 1 through 4, 1 and 2 for one vehicle and 1 and 2 for the other. Since there are a lot of stickers that usually go on very small pieces, I recommend that you look a page or 2 in advance in the instructions so you know when a sticker is coming. Because oftentimes when I was building these, I'd put a small piece into place and the next page would say to put a sticker on that, which means I'd either have to try and carefully put the sticker on while it was on the vehicle or take the piece off and then put the sticker on. Putting small stickers in very small places is a very tedious task and you can never get them perfect, but I understand to keep these vehicles affordable, the stickers are the only option, and so I'm okay with them. So let's get into the vehicles. The first vehicle is the Lotus Evija. This is actually my least favorite of all of the vehicles. I don't mind the color scheme. I think it's pretty nice. It was a pretty straightforward build, and there weren't too many unique building techniques. The biggest drawback from this vehicle are the lines on the vehicle itself. And if you notice, when I put this piece on, when I put the windscreen on, as I said in my earlier video when these were first released, there is a yellow line that goes around the entire vehicle that sits on the windscreen, but the real vehicle has this yellow line that goes on the door and around all the pieces. Now, I realize that Lego couldn't do that because they would have had to make a printed piece for all of these to make the lines work, or put a sticker that would be incredibly difficult to put around the edge. So they had to do what they could, but that to me is a huge drawback for this vehicle. So I like this vehicle, but I don't love it, and it is the least favorite of the 5 sets. I will tell you that each vehicle comes with a driver. This Lotus comes with this driver. They have hair. Some have alternate faces, some don't. The single vehicles usually have an alternate face. The next set I want to review is the Lamborghini Countach. Now, I must say that this set was the set that I was most looking forward to because I grew up in the 80s as a teenager, and this was the first supercar exotic that every kid had a poster of. Everyone wanted a Lamborghini Countach. It just looked incredible with the gull wings. And obviously none of these vehicles have opening doors. I do like the way they imitated the teardrop opening of the door. They used a curved piece and then 2 1x2s to crisscross to make this illusion, which I think was a nice touch. The back of this vehicle looks absolutely phenomenal. Most of these vehicles, when you put it together, you put together the chassis and then the back piece in bag 1, and then you put the front piece in bag 2. Another great building technique they had were on these air vents. They have these pins that you put them in and you slide them in here, and then you bend them down so that you get the angles of the vehicle. The nose piece you then put together and slide in. And overall, I thought this was a really interesting build. It had 1 or 2 unique pieces, but most of this is all stickers. I don't remember seeing any printed pieces on this, and even this Lamborghini logo is a sticker. This was the one I was looking most forward to, but I have to say that it was actually a bit of a disappointment. And the reason is because of this windscreen. And once again, I know that Lego has to minimize the piece count and keep it affordable, but this windscreen, when you take it off, when you look at a real Lamborghini, it has door rims that open wide and a roof into a very small windscreen in the front of the vehicle. And the windows on the doors are really small, almost non-existent. And all of that was taken away to put this windscreen, obviously, so you could put the driver in. I was a bit disappointed by this vehicle. I still think it's great. I still love it. Like I said, putting together the back, there were some interesting building techniques. But it is really hard to duplicate the curves of a Lamborghini Countach. The angles of the vehicle are so stark that it's really tough to do with Lego. So I still really like this vehicle, but I was a little bit disappointed. It does come with this gentleman right here. All of these come with hair as well as a helmet. This is a street car, so I don't know why you would have a helmet unless you took it to a racetrack. But overall, I'd probably use the driver without a helmet because this is a street vehicle. The next vehicle I'm going to talk about is this Ferrari. This is without a doubt my most favorite vehicle of all of them. The lines and the curves and just the way it looks is absolutely incredible. This is a vehicle that first came out in the 1960s. It's a 1960s race car, and that's why it has this one-person cockpit. This was really fun to put together, really simple. It does have a few printed pieces, which is nice, and it has fewer stickers than most. This one, in my opinion, is the coolest of the vehicles and by far my favorite. This also has a driver, which is this gentleman, which is all in white. If I'm being nitpicky, he has a helmet with a windscreen, and in 1960s they didn't have helmets with windscreens. They just had helmets because the technology wasn't there. This is a modern helmet, not a 1960s helmet. In my opinion, it's not authentic to the year, but he is wearing all white and he has his Ferrari logo on his suit, and this set I think is just absolutely amazing. The next vehicles that I'm going to go through are the Aston Martin. Now, the Aston Martins are actually the most surprising set of all 5 sets. And what I mean by that is besides the Lotus, this was the one that I was least looking forward to putting together, and yet this overall is probably one of the strongest sets. This vehicle I really love. I think it looks fantastic. You put all of these clear lights together and you build the back, and this wing looks fantastic. The shape of the vehicle is incredible. It does have a lot of stickers, as I said. As I said, the headlights are printed pieces. There's also some other small printed pieces, but this vehicle is one of my favorites, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. And of course, they have a race car driver because this is a race car. This is the Valkyrie, which was really fun to put together and had some unique building techniques as this one does. One is this wing. How you put it together is it's on a hinge, and when you first build the vehicle, it kind of sticks up in the air because you have it on a hinge, and then you fold it back down into place. Make sure you put the stickers on before you fold it into place, as I said. It also, if you can see, has this really unique piece, this building technique that creates the angles of the vehicle, which I thought was really clever. There are a few smaller pieces that are unique to this set. As I said, each one of these or most of these have 1 or 2 small custom pieces. And of course, the back looks really unique as well. The wheel hubs are custom printed pieces, which is another nice feature on this. If you notice, one of the characteristics of this vehicle is its length. This is by far the longest of the vehicles, and if I compare it next to this Aston Martin Vantage, you can see that it's almost an inch longer than the other vehicle. All of these vehicles are very different in shape and size. For example, if I take this next to the Lotus, you'll see that it's much longer. And so I like the fact that although all of these are 8-stud vehicles, it seems that Lego took the time to make sure that the proportions of the vehicles were correct. So this was my most surprising set. This one also comes with a race car driver. And as I said, these have one face, while these usually have alternate faces. And so the final set are the Mercedes AMG set. After the Ferrari, This is my favorite set overall. It has to be because of this Formula One race car. This race car, as you can see, looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks totally accurate in every way. And this is the only vehicle that didn't have your standard 8-stud vehicle chassis. All of these vehicles come with a rectangle chassis where you begin building around it. This one did not, and if you can see, you have to put this single line together and then build pieces around it to get this shape. This is another one that has really unique building features and tucks things away inside the center of the vehicle. And this is actually a plastic rod that you put into either of these clips and bend it over and then pull it down to give you the authenticity of a real race car. This was also by far the most challenging build. It was the most unique build. As I said, this Mercedes is a printed piece, so there are a few printed pieces. There are a lot of stickers on this. You can see these pieces here that are kind of this burgundy color. There is a piece underneath here that is not burgundy. It is off color. It is brown, and so it looks slightly off, but fortunately it's covered by these other pieces, so it's not such a problem. But this one is by far the most challenging and most enjoyable build, and of course they come with a race car driver as well. The last vehicle is the Mercedes AMG. And this one, I think, was the coolest looking vehicle on the box. I really like it. There were a few things I didn't like, mainly, once again, these stickers that you have to put across, which are really hard to get accurate. I love the front, and this is a printed piece, as I said, along with the headlights. And the two most interesting things about this build is, once again, there is a wing here, as you can see, that gets put on a hinge. And so before all of these pieces are put into place, this hinge gets pushed up here and it kind of sticks up until you go a page or two later and they tell you to fold it down into this section. This is also a sticker here, and under this sticker is kind of a teal color on the bottom of the sticker, and you can't see it. There are a few instances, if you notice, where there are words on these very tiny stickers that almost go unnoticed. I really like the way this vehicle is designed. Putting the back together was really unique and fun. All of these vehicles have a lot of hinges and hooks to bend things into different angles. And the most interesting thing is, as you get near the end, I had these wheel wells that were here that I put together. And there were 2 additional wheel wells, and so I was confused as to why there were 2 additional wheel wells. But as you can see on the hood scoop, these are actually wheel wells combined to make this really unique shape. So you take 2 wheel wells, press them together, and put them here to make this kind of air hood scoop, which I thought was really clever on Lego's part. And I really like the way the fin on this and this vehicle come together. And this vehicle is the only one that comes with a young lady, and you see she has a ponytail. She has a hat if she wants to be in the pits and working on the vehicle while it's racing, but she also has a helmet and can be the driver as well. And so as I move these vehicles back a bit, you can now see all of the extra pieces for each of these sets. So for these 2 sets, these were the extra pieces. Many of them are windscreens, hair pieces, and it comes with alternate hubcaps, so you can decide if you want to change the wheels on this vehicle. And then there are a few extra pieces. This vehicle had the fewest extra pieces, but it did have alternate wheels. These are the extra pieces of the Lamborghini. There are tools for the pit. This one, once again, didn't have too many extra pieces. This one had a few extra pieces as well. So overall, my favorite vehicle is the Ferrari. I just think it looks absolutely fantastic. The most interesting and challenging build was definitely this Formula One vehicle. The vehicle I was most looking forward to building, but I thought was a little disappointing, was the Lamborghini Countach. And that's, as I said, because of the windscreen and just not being able to get the cockpit right. I still like this vehicle a lot, but I was a little disappointed. The Lotus Evija was my least favorite vehicle, and my most surprising vehicles was definitely this set. Without a doubt, without question, this is the most impressive Speed Champion line I have ever seen. It is unequivocally the best Speed Champion releases of all time. All of these sets are really, really great, sans the Lotus. And I can also say that all of them are really worth the money. Once again, the Lotus is probably the weakest of the group, but all of them are fun. I think kids would love building any of them, adults as well. So as I've said before, I love these Speed Champion sets so much, and I'm so thankful to my subscribers for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos that I'm going to give away one of each of these sets. So I'm going to do a live stream giveaway on April 2nd, which is a Saturday, and I'm going to choose 5 people at random to win each of these sets. And so if you want to enter, you have to be a subscriber and you have to leave a comment on this video. And then on April 2nd, I'm going to choose 5 winners at random, and I'm going to go down the order. I'm going to first give away the Lotus, then the Lamborghini, then the Ferrari, then the Aston Martin, and then the last set will be the AMG. You do not have to attend the live stream to be eligible to win. I'll select you as the winner on your comment on the video, and you'll have 48 hours to get in touch with me to claim your prize. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. That's my video for today, and I'll see you next time.